almost happened. Back in 2013, Derrick Henry arrived at Alabama with more hype than almost any running back in history, since in high school he shattered records that had stood for decades, rushing for over 12,000 yards and scoring 153 touchdowns. On top of this, he was 6'3", weighed over 240 pounds, and looked like he was built to dominate college football from the start. But instead of becoming an instant star, things went very differently his freshman year. You see, Alabama's depth chart was stacked. TJ Yeldon was the lead back, and Derrick was buried behind veterans like Jalston Fowler, D. Hart, and Alti Tenpenny. Even Kenyon Drake, who was not even listed on the official chart, was ahead of him in playing time. Derrick was used to carrying the ball 50 times a game in high school, but at Alabama he barely touched it, and across the entire 2013 regular season he only had 28 carries and 2 touchdowns. But that frustration nearly led to one of the biggest transfers in college football history. The thing is, Derrick grew homesick and felt beaten down by the harsh coaching style. For the first time in his life, he was being yelled at and told his raw talent was not enough. So by December of that year, he was seriously considering leaving Alabama to transfer to Florida State. However, his mentor JT Medley staged an intervention, sitting Derrick down with his family around a kitchen table in Florida and warning him that leaving would be an irreversible mistake. But what really changed everything was a conversation with Nick Saban himself. As it turns out, Saban had no idea Henry was unhappy until the family reached out. Once he found out, Saban explained that Derrick was about to be promoted to the number 2 running back for the upcoming Sugar Bowl against Oklahoma. So Saban told him to be patient, that he had to learn the fundamentals and trust the process. But then came the moment that saved both Derrick Henry's Alabama career and the Crimson Tide's future. What I mean is that in the 2014 Sugar Bowl, Derrick finally broke through. On just 8 carries, he ran for 100 yards, including a 43-yard touchdown. Then he added a 61-yard touchdown reception, finishing the game with 161 all-purpose yards and 2 scores. So even though Alabama lost, Derrick had announced himself as the next superstar.